because I always forget that. Greetings, everybody, or greetings, travelers, I should say. Long time no see. I'm not sure what the quality of my stream is going to be as far as connection. Part of the reason I haven't been streaming for a while is the internet has been kind of less than desirable, which has made streaming very difficult, which is why I haven't been doing it much. But today is a very special day. We will be teaming up with Val shortly, and you know what? Let me get these waypoints hidden. Anyway, we'll be teaming up with Val. She should be joining us shortly, unless I got my time wrong, because I think this time of year she's an hour ahead of me. We'll find out. Otherwise, it's going to be an hour of me, and then she'll be on later. But anyway, long time coming. Been meaning to finally show you guys some of the work that's being done with the TolkienCraft III mod pack you've all been playing with the map. Before the question's asked, the map is not ready for release yet. However, if you are a patron on my Patreon, and the links are usually in the description of my YouTube video, and I think even at Twitch, they actually got early access to a pre-alpha version of the map, which has everything I've gotten accomplished so far. Most of which is I've got the first chapter of the main quest line and most of the major building and some of the decorating's done, and there's even another quest line for the Great Barrow. So hopefully you guys can give me some feedback on what's there so far. Part of today's special stream is one, to introduce Val, as she is going to start streaming dev work of TolkienCraft III on her stream regularly, and she is going to be splitting her time between doing creative work and single player survival work. I've set up the dev map in a way that she can play survival using the predefined player housing areas that we've got set up, and she'll be doing a lot of touring on that, so you'll want to watch her channel for that. And the creative work is because for a while now we've been discussing, she did a really good job when she did, oh heck, name of the place left me, but the dungeon in Mirkwood. She did a lot of the decorating there, so I asked her if she would do the decorating for the Great Barrow, and she has agreed, and she'll probably even intersperse a little bit of decorating for Brandy Hall over in Buckleberry, and just whatever else floats her fancy when she's wandering around and sees something that she thinks should look better or can do something different to make it look better. I've left that pretty much open book for her because I have a lot of faith in her ability to decorate. So let me real quick pause and check to see, make sure that she is in fact going to be starting soon, or if it's I have my timing wrong. So give me just a moment. And let's see. Oh, we go here. So while I'm getting that information, you guys tell me, how you guys been? It's been a long time. Oh, and as a side note, if those of you do want to play the map on a server, there is currently only one server that has the map, and they are the same preferred server I had in TolkienCraft II, and that is Prospercraft with Goshen. He is having his players test it, so, and it's a gray listed server, so you just go to prospercraft.com, and that is where you will be able to get to play on a server. So anyway, checking to see if she is getting on. Hopefully she is. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get started. So you'll see a lot of the map work that I've been doing. There's a lot that's the same. Anybody that played TolkienCraft II will recognize Ravenhill. Now, some of the key things that have changed in this version of TolkienCraft is, well, we'll show you. This is a completely custom map. You can see I've just kind of bounced it around in different areas, so you'll have to forgive the fact that it's just got little spots here or there, but this is a completely custom map. The base map was designed by, I don't have the name here off the top of my head. I think I can get it. Give me just a second here. And if you hear little bits of bobs in the background, wife is currently playing one of her favorite games. So you probably will hear here in the background off and on. And no, I don't have the name offhand, but the guy pretty much built almost a complete terrain map in Minecraft of Middle-earth. Most complete that I could find. He had all the major terrain, most of the biomes in place, and most of the trees and foliage and everything. So that was the base. Unlike in TolkienCraft II, where it relied on the Lord of the Rings mod and just had to build these locations in their appropriate spot in that mod, I opted to just build a complete map. This is the overworld. It is not going to be like overworld in Middle-earth. Draconis is long gone. Everything takes place in the overworld. The side benefit is no more of the chunk boundaries that would happen. Got quite a few people watching today. Hello, everybody on Twitch, Beam, or YouTube. So anyway, sorry, get easily sidetracked. Too many things going on my screen. And hence the reason why it's called the Squirrel Society. Anyway, so no more chunk boundaries gave me a lot more flexibility in making sure things were designed the way I wanted them to be. The major benefit was there were some locations in the original pack that I either couldn't use or weren't used entirely the way I wanted because they were too tall for the map. Because, as everybody knows, Minecraft is 63. Hello, Sungak. And yes, and hey, Tex on YouTube. Howdy. So, what's going to happen is, because this custom map, the base height for water is 38 blocks. That gave me basically another 30 blocks to play with. So, with Rivendell, you'll notice there is some slight difference because the map is actually at the height it should have been, which gives it a lot more depth, less terrain editing on my... Oh, hey, who did we get? Helps if I have my screens open. Alteo, thank you for the sub. That was YouTube. And yes, if I pause, that is also because since in the time since I last streamed, I've been upgrading some of my software. So YouTube now uses Streamlabs, but it has a slightly different application than Twitch, and I have to remember which one is which. And I also have some stuff for Beam for any of those that are watching on Beam. But overall, it'll take me a minute to get used to it because it's been a while. So you can see terrain's much nicer here. So in a lot of the builds, that's kind of where the major benefit was. And hey, Aphex, how you doing on Twitch? So yes, very happy. You can see where it still was a little lower, but much better than the other map when I had to blend it in. And chunk boundaries, big thing. So I'm going to go and show you some of the changes to builds from the first TolkienCraft. And Nicholas on Twitch, how you doing today? Going to show you some of the changes from builds in the first map to this one. Most of it's going to be aesthetic like this one. One of the nice things too, and this is one of the big reasons I was so happy to get into Minecraft 1.10, was some of the command block stuff. And we'll get up here. And the lag, that is because it's loading a song. So it's not the actual stream. It just takes a minute for it to get loaded because it's a big song. There we go. And, oh, you know why it did that? Okay, let's go back here. Give me a second. Because of the lag, you didn't see it because it did what it was supposed to, even though it is not working. There we go. Still working out the bugs on it, but yeah, really happy with 1.10 and being able to do stuff like that. There's actually some quests that will use scoreboards, so you'll be tracking that. Key difference between the first one, we're using better questing instead of hardcore questing mode. Funway Guy, which is the dev of Better Questing, not only has he done a phenomenal job with this, but the biggest thing is his add-ons to the main Better Questing, which allow for custom NPC integration. So there are a lot of quests where I can actually much better help you guys keep track of what NPCs to talk to and force you talking to them so that you don't get lost. It ends up working exactly how I wanted to in TolkienCraft II, which is this becomes your journal to keep track of where you've got to go. One of the other big features he added to Better Questing was the ability to put separate background images. And as you can see with this one, I have created a fast travel map. So you won't see all this because this is an edit mode, but that way you can easily travel back and forth to areas you've already visited. I have actually gone out of my, and I'm going to clear this weather. Gone out of my way to make sure that there's plenty of ways to get around in this pack. You've got the map inside Better Questing. There are the waypoints or the milestones from TolkienCraft II still. There's also the fast travel guys down here at key locations, as you will see. So yeah, and plus there are many places where you'll get dislocators already preset. And when you get into the player housing aspect, you'll get that. So I've tried to make it very easy to navigate because I'm like you guys, playing an online game or any kind of RPG, it's the travel back and forth to areas that is so time consuming. So you've seen what the big changes for Ravenhill are. The other one was Minas Tirith. Way over here. And yes, you'll see that number up there, 95. That is how many locations I have. Now, granted, some of those are purely for me tracking quest locations, so I don't lose track. I think there's about 10 of those, but overall there's about 85 points of interest in this map. The old map was 62, so I've added a bunch of new stuff that you guys didn't see in the last map. As you can see from me scrolling through trying to find where the heck, there it is. Alright, so Minas Tirith. Now the one in TolkienCraft 2 I built by hand because originally, again, the build height and the water level are what made things. And there's the Minas Tirith one and song loading. Pardon me. This time I was able to use the one by Epic Quests. Exactly, Sungak. That was kind of the intention too. I was trying to balance between those that do and those that do not. So with Epic Quests, I always fell in love with their Minas Tirith, since I couldn't use it because of the height limitations. And let me turn that music down. Hold on a second. Nope. 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 I just do it that way. Uh, I couldn't get it in because it was too tall. With the new map heights, I was very easily able to get in. Well, can't say too easily. This first level is actually about 30 blocks lower height-wise than the original map. I had to do some finagling, we'll say, in order to make sure that it fit and was complete. But as you can tell, compared to mine, this one is just hands and heads above anything I did. But yeah, this is one of the map pieces that has been changed greatly. And yes, you will see this kind of stuff all over the place because Deep residents they auto-genned anywhere there was stone, so I couldn't stop it. But I was much more in love with this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved what I came up with for Minas Tirith. It actually turned out very nicely for what my skill level. And Kutak, thank you for the follow on Twitch. So yeah, you guys are gonna love this. And as I mentioned again, because I think some of you were new, if you are a patron, and there's a couple watching that are, you actually will have gotten access to a pre-alpha version of this map to download and play with, and hopefully provide feedback. Not released to anybody else but my patrons and, as I mentioned, ProsperCraft. So, but yeah, I was very happy to have put this in. Let's see, one of the other places that oh yes, let's go here. Minas Morgul. I know you guys remember this place. This also was Epic Quests. If you wonder why there's pigmen here, because this biome is set up as Hell biome, so technically would be the Nether, and of course that's what spawns. So this is the original version of Minas Morgul that I couldn't put in originally or I put in a weird way because of the way the map was set up. And we'll just wait for it to finish loading because it takes a minute.
I earned over
so I haven't decided if I want to switch out the stone or not for something more green colored, but I don't really have a good block that's that color. So, but one of the other nice things here is the new path to get to Shelob. I think it actually was very nice. Oh my goodness, I forgot how tall it was. Yeah, I mean, you're basically going to end up at build height.
Oh my gosh.
And let me get my potion out here, because it will get dark. No spider here yet. Haven't gotten this far in the quest line. We will eventually, but right now there's plenty of mobs for you to get to. One of the things I decided, we're not doing graves. The reason for that is, one, it was causing too many conflicts. Two, let's be honest, when you're playing RPGs anymore nowadays, and I am sure I just got lost. I'm pretty sure I did. When you're playing online RPGs, most of the time players just keep their inventory when they die, so that's pretty much. This is not. Is this what? No. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. This is it. This is the way out. Anyway, you keep your inventory. So I just opted to keep inventory, and so we're not going to do a gravestone mod. Forgive me. So because I was able to use Epic Quest's version of Mordor, everything is much better interconnected. Even though you will get lost, as you can tell. Of course, there's Cirith Ungol. and that leads down into Mordor. There are even orc camps down there, and yes, very tall. You will die if you fall off the bridge, obviously, unless you fall in the water, which is somewhere way down there. So yeah, this big change for Mordor. For those of you also curious, Lord of the Rings mod, obviously has not updated to 110. I've tried getting information. Doesn't sound like it's going to happen anytime soon. Maybe before the map finally goes beta from alpha. Who knows? But at that point, I'll be using it for its mobs and items rather than anything dimension related. So I'll probably just end up closing off that dimension. Just out of safety, for lack of need of the dimension from the mod. And if you see the hitching every once in a while, yeah, this server is probably a little less than it should be as far as overall capability for this map, even with everything pre-generated. But we live with it. Most of it is just because it's trying to catch up loading in the map, which is already pre-gen, but still got to load it in. But you can see, I'll just pull it up on journey map. This is obviously the area we're at. We're headed up to the Black Gates because those are changed. Here is Mount Doom, and yes, we even have, because now we're in the time period where Sauron existed, so the eye does exist on the tower. This is one of the things that, despite my best efforts, could not get it to fit properly, even with the lower map height. When they built this was from 1 to 255. They had like no terrain beneath it, so there's a chunk of it that's kind of buried beneath the ground, but it's hidden. But it didn't really detract from that area overall. Let's see if we can get caught back up here. And I think I had my time wrong because, in all fairness, Val, it throws me off all the time with time zone changes. I live in Arizona, and we do not observe daylight savings time. So part of growing up has been learning how to remember what time of year it is, and even after all this time, I still tend to forget. And that is the wrong way. I tend to forget what time is for what people. I think we are mountain time, which is probably why I was wrong with what time Val started, because I think she is mountain time. And hey, Kaiba on YouTube, what you doing, man? And yes, it has been. Trying to find my way to the Black Gates through Mordor. Oh, trust me, I am fully with you, Kutok. They do need to get rid of daylight saving time. I'll tell you, Arizona is actually unique. While the state as a whole does not observe daylight savings time, and yes, there's giant stone olifants. I left those in because I thought they were cool. The whole state does not observe, or the whole state does observe daylight savings time. There are actually, up north in Arizona, there is an Indian reservation that does observe daylight savings time. That in itself is not unusual, because I think, was it North Dakota has an Indian reservation that does not, while North Dakota does. But inside this Indian reservation, there is another Indian reservation that does not observe daylight savings time. And there is a highway that goes through, from Arizona, through these two Indian reservations. And it goes through in such a way that you end up making 6 time zone changes to get from one side of the reservation to the other on this highway. It's insane. But yes, here are the Black Gates. And of course, in this version, they are closed because everything has been preparing for war. So, yeah. Now, my version of the Black Gates, I think I was probably a little bit happier with because of the way it turned out. But as far as overall fit, this one was done very nicely. Part of the reason why a lot of stuff didn't transfer over from TolkienCraft II. Let's see a bit of impression you like life and we only get you. Well, that's true. I will agree with you there, Sungak. But I think without daylight savings time, things would adjust too. Because I don't know that that 1 hour makes a big difference. Because think about it. Part of the year, you get an extra hour of sleep. Part of the year, you lose an hour of sleep on a day. So I don't know how useful that really is. Yankee the Man on YouTube. How you doing? So, yeah. So, that's Mordor. The changes so far. You've seen that. Osgiliath did get some changes. It's almost identical. One thing you will notice missing from the center, and that was due to a lack of spacing, was the big central dome that was in the first one. Oh yeah, definitely Sungak. And hold on a second. There we go. Anyway, the dome is missing from the center part, which would normally have been right over in here where this bridge is. Because of the way the map is set up, it was not going to fit no matter how hard I tried. So I needed to clear the weather again. Had to take it out, but I was still able to make everything fit and look natural. Excuse me. But otherwise, Osgiliath is pretty much the same as the first map. The biggest benefit, as I mentioned early on, was the ability to make the terrain much better. Since it's pre-generated, everything will fit. It won't get changed between versions because of terrain modifications or what have you. As you can see on this map with the paths, there are paths to most every location that makes sense. There's some that aren't, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But that was one of the longest parts, was getting the paths in, getting the bridges in. There are even, if you want to follow this path, it goes way south, and I don't even know, there it is. There's a desert. This map, we actually have Umbar, which is the Southrons, and I believe, nope, I haven't been there yet on the server, so that won't show you anything. But I've even got the Corsair ships. So one of the other places that has changed a little bit, let's go here. Where are we at? No, we don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. There we go. Helms Deep. And I will say right off that the vast majority of the big builds are from Epic Quests. There are some others that are then from Davichi. Hobbiton is one of them. I actually believe the whole Rohan, this whole area is Davichi, maybe? I have to go back and look. I kept track on a document. But yes, Helms Deep is slightly different than it was. And again, much better as far as the terrain blending. Yes, it does look a little weird, but way better than it did in TolkienCraft II. No NPCs yet here either, because I've just started getting those in. Got the first chapter on that, which is something that's in the pre-alpha. But yeah, overall, glad how the terrain change and the map, going with the map decision that I did, really kind of helped make this even better than the first one. Well, thank you, Yankee. I'm kind of waiting for Val because there's some new stuff that wasn't in TolkienCraft II that is now in this version, but I want to wait till she's on before I show you guys because I don't want to show you twice. Just trying to think what other areas had some major... Well, you know what? Isengard also was slightly changed. Just the whole area, as you can see, is much different. The first one was custom built by people from LolNet. This one, again, this was from Epic Quest, and it was the whole part encompassing the surrounding mountains and off into where the dam is. Obviously, this is pre-Sauron destruction, but I was much happier with the way this version of... Well, the Lord of the Rings mod, since it's going to be added in as literally an add-on mod, unless there's some conflicts with the existing mods that are in here, it shouldn't have any more problem than any other mod, Kaiba. Because really when it gets down to it, if it ever does come out for 110, I'm just going to close off the Lord of the Rings dimension because it won't be needed because I've pretty much recreated it already, so there's no need for it. And then I will just use things like the mobs from it and the blocks and the items and everything but the dimension because it will have no purpose otherwise. Now, one other mod that I'd like to get updated is Ancient Warfare because aside from the tech mechanic that it has with its torque and everything, I really fell in love with the way the Ancient Warfare mob spawners worked, and I would love to be able to use those in this pack or something similar. And that's, unfortunately, that's not updated. Lord of the Rings is not updated, and I've not yet found a replacement on the spawner front for that. Minecraft Comes Alive, of course, is still in here because I like the way the interaction on that is so that players can, if it's what suits you, get married. But there's also a lot of new mods in here. Roots, which was not in 2. We got Roots, Embers. Oh yes, definitely hard mod to update. Roots, Embers. Ars Magic is in here. Thaumcraft is out. I like Thaumcraft, but in all fairness, Thaumcraft is just it's gotten old. I've had it in almost every pack I've done just because that's what everybody does is put Thaumcraft in a pack. So that's not in there. Britannia's not in here. Some of the mechanics that Britannia has now in 110 I don't like. I didn't like when they were tried to get implemented in 1.7, and since this is a new pack, technically, I didn't want it in here. Let's see, what was some of the other... Oh, there's so many mods in here. There's less mods in this pack this time than there was in 7. There's only 107, 108 mods in here versus the 170 something in the old pack. And yes, I do think it's overused. So some of the ones you got Blood Magic, of course. I do like that. He has fundamentally changed the mod from the way it was in 1.7.10, so that's why I included it. Plus, I have some ideas on the armor aspect that I want to use. Deep Residence is a new mod for this pack. Of course, got to have Draconic Evolution. I've added Immersive Engineering as part of the tech tree. Let's see, Embers... Harvest, we got Pam's Harvest Craft. That brings me into, I got Better Agriculture, which I did as a farming mod because I like the fact that, as you can see in the background, it adds a bunch of different cows, bunch of different pigs, chickens, sheep, and there's a somewhat of a breeding mechanic in there. Of course, some of them, like tankers, I added because I do like the ability to build your own tools. It does have the ability to level, so the tools can level and get more powerful. I had to do Project Red. There's only a small amount of it. It's the core, integration, and transmission. That's because I needed the redstone wiring. for some of the stuff I'm doing. Of course, roots I mentioned. You got Thuts mods. Now, Thuts... really? Is it raining again? What the heck is with the rain? Anyway, Thuts is Thuts Bling, Thuts Wearables, and Thuts Core. And the Thuts Bling is... It gives you... Well, let's see. Let me go down here where it is kind of safe. Sort of safe. I don't want to get attacked while I'm in survival. Alright, so... You'll see it because it'll have the little, Oh, yep. Great orders links point to the following site. It scrolls home, yep. It's like baubles, but more so. It has earrings, hats, bracelets, glasses, necklace, rings, leggings, the belt, a bag. So, 10 different, or see, 3, 6, 9, 12... 13 different options for stuff, and they actually will render on the player. So, and it does support baubles too, so that's even better. Go here. Some of the other mods that we have, they won't show here, but there's one that will give you, well, you get to pick a class. So it'll allow you to basically level up certain aspects for mining and everything else. Oh, of course TolkienCraft is in the pack. What would you think otherwise? That is, I'm actually a patron of hers. I love Raz's work. And little bit of funness. Let me see, here they are. I am a doll in TolkienCraft. Look at me! Got the compass and the map. Ain't that cool? Yeah, I've been a patron of hers for a bit. So yes, TolkienCraft is in there. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Tinker, Woot. So, I added Woot recently because in the effort to try and kind of self-contain everything a player's going to need to do, because while this is still survival-ish, it is going to rely on a lot of setup on my part. Like the mining dimension is available early on, so you can go mining and get supplies. Still working out the logistics for things like trees and grass and all that. But for mob farms, oh yeah, Kaiba. But for mob farms, this will allow you to build mob farms that actually do not generate mobs, but work almost identically to if you had a fully functional regular mob farm. So it's server friendly, it's computer friendly because it's not generating the entities, but you can still get the items. And because of the way this works, you can actually, let's say you want zombies, but you don't want every aspect of it. You don't want the flesh or whatever else. You can actually set up the specific items that they drop when they're killed, so that you only get what you want from a particular mob. So, like wither skeletons, you only want their skulls but nothing else. You can set it up where the only thing that will drop will be skulls and not their bones or the coal or all the other wonderful stuff. Allomancy is kind of an alchemy mod, and you actually will... Well, let's put it this way. You're going to have to look up the wiki on it, but it's very much an alchemy mod, and it allows you to cast spells based on certain things that metals you eat, which sounds odd, but that's part of the reason why I got it. For decorating, of course, ATL Craft gave me a bazillion ways to light things up that is very nice and cool looking. Better Agriculture already mentioned. Of course, Bibliocraft's in here because that finally updated. We have Chisels and Bits. Custom NPCs, which of course, that's what I'm using to build everything. DecoCraft you saw. Let's see, going here. We do have Forestry. Expandable backpacks. I was looking at that mod. I liked the way it functioned. Of the backpack mods that were out there, it was the one that kind of made the most sense for me. Flat colored blocks, more specifically just for decorating, because the fact that it is literally just flat colored blocks. It'll come in more handy if you're using chisels and bits. Modular routers is in simply because I needed a replacement for Tinker's Mechworks, which has not been updated. I needed the drawbridge, and this was the closest thing I could find that would do the drawbridge. So that's what I ended up putting in. Railcraft, of course, storage drawers, thermal foundation. This one I really was happy to see. Dragons of Ice and Fire. This puts dragons in the world, and I will be building up parts of the map where these dragons will live, because there was some canon. It was more wyvern, so the flightless. But still, it's going to be kind of tenuous, but it'll still be there. So you'll have dragons to fly around on and fight. Minecraft comes alive, of course. Camping mod, that's still kind of a maybe, because there are some issues with it, and I don't know that he's updating anymore. And if it turns out he's not, I'm going to end up having to drop it. So that is the mod list with the highlights of the more important mods that are now in the pack. The biggest ones I'm looking forward to playing with are going to be Embers and Roots, because they're two new magic / tech mods. Let's see. Go here. We had Bjorn's Hall in the last one, but it's been updated, so I'll show you that one. And while we're there, you'll get to see, if I can find it. Come on, where are you at? There it is. Something that I really wanted in 1.7.10 and just never got the chance to put it in because I could never get it done. But here's the updated Bjorn's Hall for you guys. You should see it is way different than 1.7.2 or 1.7.10. But the most important part, and it's small. I understand it's a small bit, but you know, it's kind of a significant piece for what was going on in Lord of the Rings. Well, mostly The Hobbit, but still. And that is the Carrick. And let me see if I'm going to overshoot it. No, I am not. So let's go over here. And the fact that ScottyBot is responding means that it is getting the same stuff over at Beam, which is good. So this is the Carrick. It's very small, nondescript, but it did end up being a part of The Hobbit. The only thing I don't have up here is a nest for the Great Eagle. I haven't figured out how I want to do that yet, but we're getting there. Let's see. Oh, and Erebor. That one has changed significantly from the one that you guys are used to seeing. Obviously, the stonework is different because we're not using Lord of the Rings materials, but it is actually very much bigger than the previous map. Yeah, see, Embers mobs right here. That's what these guys are. You'll have to forgive the large amount of mobs that are everywhere because, well, darkness. But I'm really hoping you guys are going to enjoy some of the, like I said, the changes are significant. Like this one, you guys, if you remember from the movie, book if you read it, but the movie, this is where they poured the gold out to make the statue in The Hobbit. And we're going to go ahead and follow this tunnel up here because it's going to take you to the forge. And there you go, the big giant forge, everything going. But if we go down this way, and we will end up getting lost, I can assure you. Oh, no, that's going back to the forge. I don't want to go to the forge. Don't want to go to the forge. Trying to get to the throne room. Because reasons. Yeah, you know, that was my big issue too, because I did like that with the carpenter's blocks, being able to make it look like a block but still be lit. Though, to be honest, in 1.7.10 that was still glitchy. So, as an alternative, and that actually reminds me, Sungak, one of the other mods that I added is called Architecture Craft. It's basically the replacement for this pack of carpenter's blocks. Let me tell you, play with it, try it out. What it can do makes carpenter's blocks look like a noob. But anyway, back to the lighting part. But that is why I ended up getting stuff like ATL candles, because that way I can have lighting where I want it, and it looks good, instead of just placing a block that, glowstone or whatever. But here's the throne room, and yes, the multi-leveled everything. The black down there is because this is one of those maps where there was about 15 more blocks lower that this map actually went. Yeah, Architecture Craft is amazing, Kaiba. But anyway, so it couldn't fit. It was just still not, this map was just still not low enough, and I couldn't afford to lose too much more for the ground height, because there's stuff obviously I needed below ground. So I cut it off, and then the black is just, the best I could represent the open abyss of forever down there. Yeah, I'm telling you, the guy that did Architecture Craft was amazing. If that had been around in 1.7.10 before I got Carpenter's blocks, I probably would have went with that instead. But yeah, here's more of the giant openness. See, I mean, look how tall that is. There's only 255 blocks to work with, so I had to do the best I could. Something had to give, and it's usually the bottom part, not the top. But yes, you will end up getting lost. Oh my goodness. Some of these places, once I got them done, I haven't been back, so I've forgotten. Ah, here we go. That's where I was headed. Hope it looks familiar. But yes, here is the gold storage. Of course, no dragon, because we're in the current time of Lord of the Rings versus prior to. But there is even, and this is one of the significant changes that I was actually very happy with. I mean, it's a small thing. Yeah, big map. Big map. Tell you, with this map, the map itself, the overall map, for those of you, is 24,000 blocks by 24,000 blocks. And thank you for the follow, Torsten, on Twitch, I believe that one's from. If not, then thank you, Torsten, on YouTube. But, forgive me. Again, just learning which one of these Streamlabs things. So anyway, this is a small thing, I admit. But to me, it makes a huge difference. This is, if all of you remember, where they came in from the outside. And I haven't finished this. There is going to be hidden just like any other. But the important part is that it's not just a hole out of a mountain. Yes, I was able to get the statue that they got to climb up to get up there to get into Erebor. I was ecstatic to be able to get this part in. It seems small, insignificant, and stupid, but for me, trying to build this map for you guys to be as close to the Middle Earth that is possible, that was a huge thing. And then, of course, much improved for Ravenhill, which is, you know, from the movie where you saw everybody fighting up in the icy river. And yeah, long way up. So give us a minute. We'll fly up there. Eventually, we'll get up here somewhere. Way over here. Oh my goodness, where are we at? Oh, we're way back. Uh, kinda. I've played with it, not a whole ton of a lot. We'll find out real quick. Yes. Sungak, that is about right. It's a big map. The map download, when it's complete, uh, is going to be compressed just under 3 gigabytes as a single download. So, yes, it is a big one. Let's see. Kaiba, you have railings that are meant more for like banisters and stuff. You could use that as a fence. Not fences like you're used to saying. This was more focused on the roofs and columns and stuff like that and stairwells more than just fencing things off. But yes, 5.76 billion, that sounds about right, Sungak. I've been working on this. The major part of the map's about, I want to say 6-7 months to get it to where I was happy. Um, and like I said, there's a lot of improvements over TolkienCraft 2. Okay, yeah, I just gotta go this way. Over TolkienCraft 2, and just I learned a lot more for terrain editing, so I was able to better get stuff ported in. The other benefit, again, like I said, not having to worry about natural terrain generation. I don't have to worry about where I put things and then coming back after several mods update and everything turning out to be uh, broken because of chunk boundaries and terrain generation changes. And so yeah, very, very excited. I'm hoping once I get a little bit of feedback, Val's going to be doing some playing and feedback, and Goshen with Prospercraft will be doing some playing with his team and feedback. Hoping to have a alpha for you guys to play legitly without being a patron fairly quickly. I'm not going to give a time frame because that's just not possible because things happen. But Ravenhill, that's the area that what's his face, the white orc was at in the movie. Let's see, what do we have here? You know what? It's been awful quiet on. No, man. Okay. Let's see. A couple of other irons. Mount Gundabad has changed from when I did it last time. Uh, Mount Gundabad was it was pretty much entirely custom built in TolkienCraft 2 because of availability, just things, nobody had anything. This time around, there was some piecemealing of 2 different efforts for Mount Gundabad. So the overall map you'll see here, it is still custom because I had to make it work. But I actually liked the entrance here a little bit more than the one that I had in TolkienCraft 2, so much happier Let's see. Oh, I see what it's doing. Just it. You would think for a map that's not large per se, it's still got the feel of a lot of distance between things. Uh, oh, let me see. I just got a message from Val. Give me a moment here. Oh, so I wasn't wrong about the time. Internet issues. So she should be on in about 10 minutes. Give me a second, guys. So yeah, she should be on here soon, and then we can go. There we go. Anyway, she'll be on shortly, so I'll finish up showing you the changed areas. With her coming on soon, then we can get into some of the newer stuff. Um, but yeah, here's the updated version of Mount Gundabad, and you can come through here, or you can come through on the sides, and of course darkness. So mobs, of course. And it, more down there, but uh, a lot of these areas they're built. I just don't have any content yet because, again, I'm still in the early stages of writing that content, and that takes some time, unfortunately. But if you guys played TolkienCraft II, you should know that the end result should be worth it because the quests were. I hope you guys had fun with them. All right, let's see. Anything else? Actually, I'm going to head back to Rivendell. And we're going to take about a 5-10 minute break while we wait for Val to finish getting set up and signed in. I find Rivendell here, way down here. I'm way far away. Of course. Nope. I don't know. Back up. Way back up. Come on. Where are you at? How did I miss you? There it is. Wrong Rivendell. That's the Rivendell I wanted. Just gotta wait for everything to finish loading. Which will take a minute. So, but in the meantime, just hold off, guys. I should be back shortly. Gonna get a drink, and I will be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. Thank you guys for waiting. And of course, comes the rain. Again. I'm going to have that as a hotkey at this rate. Looks like Val is getting on. I see her in our voice chat. So she should be on very soon. But yeah, so I've been meaning to kind of get some videos out to show some of the dev work, and I don't know why this is not rendering right now. Tortoledos. This is actually not the way the carpet looks, by the way. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I wanted to do some videos showing the dev work, and been busy, and just life in general. And as I said earlier, and it seems like everything's kind of stable, so I'm actually happy that everything is running as well as it is for the stream today. And I figured what better way to do it but to do a stream, show you guys what's been going on. Now that Val's going to be getting in, we'll show you some of the newer stuff that's been added to the map in this pack. And also, let me just say, I typed it in chat, but Etta Christine, hello on YouTube. Oh, thank you. I thought I switched that. There we go. Yeah, I got it. Everybody everybody was telling me. Thank you, everybody. We're good. We got it. Should be coming up for you now. Anyway, special occasion. Val going to be starting to stream, and thought, why not a stream? That way I can interact with you guys. And I'm glad to see a lot of you that are here, because it's nice when you guys are here to chat with. Yeah, I tell you, of all the areas in Middle Earth, Rivendell is probably the one that I love the most. And yes, fail. Hey, at least I remember to turn my microphone back on. I do that a lot. I forget to turn the mic on and go back to active screen. So, this time it was reverse. I got the microphone on, but forgot to go back to streaming screen. So, hey, you know, the derp on my part. But yeah, Rivendell is one of the ones that I think is the nicest looking parts of the map. I just love the way that it, you know, the several levels, and just I just love everything about Rivendell. I loved it in the movies. I love it in this pack. I just and being able to actually effectively get the full depth of Rivendell was, it sounds silly, but it was exciting for me because, well, it looks so phenomenal. They did such a great job, and a shout out to all the people that that were gracious enough to make their builds available and to let me put it in the pack. They are some of the most phenomenal builders, let me tell you. And yes, when we finally get a map release, Kaiba, I am planning on doing a new video to showcase TolkienCraft 3. Haven't quite got the concept in mind yet, but we'll definitely work on that. And I'm gonna go live for voice real quick, and then that way when Val is ready, she will come on. But yes, once TolkienCraft 3 is ready as well for play, I'll start up the series on that again. I also have a list of mods with 110 that I'll be doing some tutorial videos on. Better questing being one of the first ones I'll probably do. As I get more familiar with some of the other mods that are in the pack, if I feel that a tutorial would do them justice, I will do the tutorials on those too, but by far, Better Questing is the one that I will be doing first. Why is... oh, that camping mod. There we go. Anyway. Hey, Val. We were all just kind of sitting in anticipation for you. I'm just glad that... this isn't meant to be in a bad way. I'm just glad that it was your internet and not me and my lack of being able to decipher the difference between time zones. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of pleased. For the most part, my internet has actually been stable because I've been watching it, and that makes me happy. And yes, Kaiba, I will agree. That's one of the best parts. That's what makes the best mod pack is when a mod pack dev builds the pack because it's something they want and they put their heart and soul into it. That makes for a much better mod pack. If you're building a mod pack because you want it to be popular or you want everybody to play it, I mean, ideally you don't want to make junk. I mean, that's a given. But I think mod packs in general are far better when you can tell that the developer put it, just put everything into it. He was doing it because it was something he loved. Like in your case, you're doing Dragon Quest. You love that game and you're doing your best to recreate it in your version in Minecraft. And me with Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, I loved it. And obviously, I mean, I've been putting now with TolkienCraft III over 4 years into mod packs for TolkienCraft. You can't hear Val? Can you hear her now? I'm waiting on a response from them to see if they can hear you, because that's probably a setting on my side. Yeah. Anybody? Still nothing. What is going on? That's weird. Let's see. And hello, hi Fox, or hi Fox. All right, let me take a couple of check some settings because that makes no sense. Can you hear the thunder and lightning, guys, when it goes off? Because that'll kind of give me a direction. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Let's see if it works now. I think I found it. Apparently a setting changed in OBS on me. Let me let Val know so she can unmute me. Can you at least hear the Minecraft music now while we're waiting for Val? Okay. Yeah, so apparently OBS during one of the updates changed the OBS changed my default audio for desktop.
Oh.
and I didn't know it because that's not something I check every time,
Right. Yeah.
And so I had to change it. And they can hear my Minecraft, and I'm sure, hopefully, here shortly they'll say they can hear you too.
Yeah. Hopefully. Alrighty. Well, hopefully they'll say yes. We can hear Val, and it's raining on me.
I must.
Hmm.
I'm just waiting. Oh, and it sounds like yes, they can hear you again. And
Good. And I see you.
yep, I've been kind of hanging out here. Since I wasn't sure if I was just stupid on time zones or what was going on, I showed them not any of the new stuff, but I showed them the changes to the stuff from TolkienCraft 2 to 3, and yes, they can hear you. Yay!
Oh, wonderful.
You're a little louder than me, apparently, but I think I can adjust that. So give me a
you
second.
can adjust that in Discord. Yeah. Unfortunately, when my internet goes out, I literally have no way to let anybody know that my internet is out. Because it's my phone line and everything that went. So I was entirely cut off.
Wow, that would suck. I'd hate to be cut off like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of any way that I could contact. Like, no, unless unless we had a mobile that I could use to contact people with, there was no real way for me to do it. So I was like, okay, no,
Just go dark.
Yeah, I just went dark. But I did check every 15 minutes to see if it was alive again, and I checked like 6 minutes before it came up, and the only reason I know it came up is I went out of the room, came back, and Discord was back, and I'm going, oh, good.
Kaiba. Yes, Kaiba, I do have Direwolf 20 luck with rain. Look over there on top of the roof.
Over there?
On the roof.
This. Okay, there's a lot of roof there. There's a skeleton horse.
Okay, so I'm not just imagining things then.
No, you're not.
Sorry,
squirrel. And hello to Mitty Cat on YouTube and Rarest Mitten. Yes, Rarest Mitten on Beam. Welcome to the stream.
Okay, so just so everybody can kind of be caught up to speed, yesterday Val and I met so we could go over details of what her and I, what we expect, what think's going to happen. That way, we're on the same page. So for the remaining time, I'm here because most of what I've already showed you I was going to do with her, but would have been boring for her probably because she's seen it. So for the next hour, now we're going to go and show you some of the new stuff that's in with this map versus the old map. I've showed everybody all the changes, which like Ravenhill, how it's deeper and much more detailed for the river. Erebor had some changes, but now we get to go see some of the new stuff that is not been in TolkienCraft 2, or has been so dramatically changed that it might as well be a new map.
Okay, sounds good to me.
So the first one, we're gonna go. We were kind of showing around Isengard and Helms Deep, but there is an area near Helms Deep that we did not have before. And I'm going to refer to the movie because I know that's what most people have seen. They haven't actually read the books necessarily. But if near Helms Deep, you remember in the movie where they all kind of met together before they marched off to Gondor?
Vaguely. I vaguely remember it. It's been a while.
You will probably remember more once you get here. So
possibly.
Let me bring you over.
Okay. I'm waiting for my TP.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Dunharrow. This is where the Riders of Rohan and all the extra forces met up right before the final battle at Minas Tirith. And it's this way to the south.
Okay, hang on. I see cats.
Oh yeah, it's a jungle biome, so you'll have plenty of cats to capture if you want.
Yeah, just a minute. I gotta make a mark here.
Cat place.
There we go. Must keep the waypoint for cats.
So, but yeah, so this was that meeting place that you saw. more importantly,
Okay.
people might remember it.
Hang on, it's still loading.
Oh yeah, might remember from the movie where Aragorn took off to go the paths of the dead, where he met the ghosts that were the men that had not followed through with their pledge.
The Oathbreakers.
Yes. And I'm going to turn the volume on Minecraft down again because it's getting a little loud.
Okay, it's still loading.
Oh, it's a big area, especially if you haven't been here for a minute.
Yeah. I'm just kind of staying in spot while it's loading. Big John and Beam, hello and welcome to the stream. Alrighty.
I have been here a few times, so...
What was that? Sorry.
I've been here a few times, so I've already got it pre-cached.
Yeah, it's not pre-cached for me at all. Obviously, I've not been here yet.
But yes, this is one of the newer areas in TolkienCraft 3 that did not exist in 2. And... yeah, it's things like this area that really showcase having dropped the water level and you know, sea level in Minecraft, or in this map, has really made a difference because of areas like this.
Right, so now you can make the mountains taller, the buildings taller, etc.
And the giant stairwell that goes on forever to go up.
Yes, which is not loaded yet, so
Oh yeah.
we're working on it. We're working on it. In the meantime, Throne Raptor on Beam, hello, welcome to the stream.
We'll just come up here and sit and wait for Val.
Yeah, I'm following the path, letting it load a bit, and then going a bit further and letting it load a bit.
Oh yeah. Like I said, not everybody... You're the first person to visit the map since I started working on it in the modded world.
It does take a while. It's a big camp.
Well, there was something like 6,000 people that
Whoa.
met up here in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there should be quite a few. Or quite a bit of camp for them.
Right, okay, so I see the stairwell starting to load now.
Yes.
Okay, and I see you too, which is always a good thing. There we go. And Kiba, thank you very much for the host on Beam. Appreciate that. Whoa, tall, very tall.
Yeah, like I said, that's definitely the benefit of having the sea level much lower than standard Minecraft. It allows for this huge... Well, I call it just the scope of scale.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Holy.
Yeah.
I'm finally starting to see the top of some of it. Yow.
And this will play a
Still
part
loading.
in the quest line. I just haven't gotten that far along yet.
It's still loading. But I can see the top now. This is good. Wow.
Hello, yup. YOPPYOPR. I don't
Yes,
even know how that's pronounced.
Yopter?
That's what I was thinking, but, you know, maybe some silent letters in there. But hello, welcome to the stream on Twitch.
Alright, I think I'm here now.
Okay, so you at least got to the entrance. This place actually goes back quite a ways, too.
Alrighty. Huge. Very huge.
The goal on this part of the map, well, it is, we'll call it 98% complete.
Okay.
Tentatively. Because, you know, of course, this is the Paths of the Dead that I mentioned. I haven't decided if I'm going to full flesh out the underground dungeon where the dead were.
Okay.
Because this path goes all the way up to the closed entrance. but I haven't gone past that because I haven't made a final decision. Because I've gotten so much in already. It's like, do I want to take the time to add that much more? Yeah, if you walk, it kind of loads a little better, I think.
Yeah.
One of the things you did miss is there is a dragon mod in this pack again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called the Dragons of Ice and Fire. And it's
All
actually
right.
a mod that I have been watching for several months because it was in dev and they hadn't even released a public download yet. But it adds, well, ice and fire dragons, as the name implies. But it allows a lot of the same things as far as breeding them and taming them and riding them. And in this case, they have armor and for the dragons and just, it's a whole lot of stuff.
All right.
But there will be an area integrated specifically to showcase the dragons. And then here's the entrance. And if you look at your journey map, yeah, it's a long... I even went so far as to put the same phrase from the book. The way is shut. It was made by those who are dead. And the dead keep it until the time comes. The way is shut.
Ah. Yep, it's shut.
Yep. Well, you're not dead, so, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, not yet. Oh.
Not yet, yeah. We'll get there. We'll find a way. So that's the first of the locations that are brand new.
All right. So it's still loading here. Upwards.
Oh yeah, it's to full build height, so that doesn't surprise me. We're gonna go to one because they're all gonna be pretty much the same.
Okay.
But there were 7 beacons of Gondor. Again, if you remember from the movie, they were the lit beacons that told everybody, hey, we need help, come over here. And there's a hitch, so it's loading something new for me.
Ah.
There we go. All loaded. But yeah, there's all 7 of them, and they are named. This one in particular is Rimmon. Rimmon.
Okay. Yeah. Gondor Beacon Min Rimmon, it says there in your waypoints you gave me.
Kaiba, it could have been a trap. Who knows? I wasn't going to go close enough to find out. Let me take you to this place next, Val, because this is something that you will probably enjoy.
All right.
This is one of the new towns that did not exist in 2, and yes, I know it's going to take a minute for it to finish loading for you.
Okay, so I'll take that opportunity to greet people. West the Mess and Nat3Z Awesome on Beam. Hello and welcome to the stream.
Got a bunch of talkative people today, don't you? Hello,
Yeah.
everybody on Val's stream. But this town is called Pelargrir.
And Dawson Muller on YouTube. Hello, welcome to the stream. No, my internet decided to die for an hour and a half, so we've only really just gotten started. And I'm just trying to figure out where Greater Raider is. He's this way.
Yep, just follow the path.
Yep, I was following it. I was just going the wrong way.
Ah.
And I haven't been to these places before, and that's why it's currently loading everything for me.
Yes, it is all pre-generated for those watching. It's just Minecraft still has to cache it the first time that she comes in. After that, it won't be so bad. Anyway, this Pelargrir, what makes this one unique, I mean, it is a really... it is a location in the map of Middle-earth, but this one is unique in the fact that this is also the place that's been designated as the patron/VIP town.
Okay.
And as you come through the gate and round the corner, you should see a familiar face.
If I can get through the gate once it finishes loading. Oh. It's Marketplace Val.
In the flesh.
Yes. Hang on here. I've got to... Oh, and there's Valentine too. Val the cat.
And they're talking to each other.
Yes, apparently. She's petting the cat. Brower to you too. Well, it's nice to see my doppelganger again. Hello, everybody.
See?
Valentine.
That's pretty much what you say. Hello, everybody.
Hey there, everyone. That's what I usually say.
Oh, well.
You gotta fix that.
I will fix it right now, actually.
Okay.
Oh, lines. World lines.
And Lukester on Twitch. Hello, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, I'm only wearing the Uber armor right now because we're in creative. Once we go to testing the survival stuff, I'll be putting that away.
There you go. I'll change so when she talks. Hey there, everyone.
Okay, so can we right-click on her to get her to talk? Or does she just randomly
it's just random.
say it?
It'll be random.
Oh, okay.
And thank you, Dawson, on YouTube. Welcome to the stream.
Blink. I blink.
Yes, that's one of the... It's kind of a small thing, but it's actually kind of cool with custom NPCs that he added that feature in with his NPCs. Kind of gives them more life.
It does. It does very much. And Raging Squeaker on Xbox. Hello, welcome to the stream, and this is PC.
Ah, yes.
This is a in development mod pack. We are here to break and build things.
And we've already found some broken, and I got that fixed already, so haha.
Oh, awesome.
Like I said, I have so many backups upon backups of this map because I'm paranoid of anything going wrong
that's very wise.
It took me more time to find the backup where it was still in perfect shape than it did to actually fix it.
Wow. Oh, I hear a real life.
Ah, yes. Stormy
Immortal
the Immortal Cat. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, but yeah, this is going to be the area where patrons on my Patreon, this is where their NPCs will be put. Also, certain VIPs like Val. The Goshen will end up being here. Tegan. There's a few others that aren't necessarily patrons, but they have contributed in some form or fashion that was significant enough that I wanted to honor them by putting them in a special location. In TolkienCraft II, that was at Dragonburg in the town hall. In this one, it's going to be Pelargrir. You're getting an entire city rather than just a building.
Okay, just updating the marker for it to say patron thank you town. So yes. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, and if you want, as an idea, when you get to do this without having to be careful about where you build or anything, you can even take this little piece over here and use it for your patrons.
Ah.
It was actually one of the things I thought of as I was putting things in place and changing things around. I figured this would be kind of a nice area you could showcase your statues. Although we don't have a statue mod this time, so...
Yeah, I'll have to think of something.
Yeah.
Let's see, add new. I'll call it Patron Gardens. Like I usually do, so I'll know.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have a big enough spot in the house that you will probably end up picking. But, you know, if you want to do something different, you know, you could use that too if you wanted.
All right, well, I will keep that in mind. Thank you kindly. And Jaden16 on Beam. Hello and welcome to the stream. And Yami, you as well. Welcome to the stream as well.
Okay, so let's see. The next new place we're going to go to show you. I got to kind of scroll down here. I got so many waypoints. Well, you know, because you've seen it.
Yes.
Let's see. Actually, the Argonath, that existed in TolkienCraft II, but has changed significantly in this version.
All right.
So let me get you over here. And of course, we teleport and it rains.
Of course, why not? Sure.
Oh, Dawson, this is... we're showing off what I've been doing dev work. I actually am making the TolkienCraft III mod pack. I am actually the one that made the TolkienCraft II. This is the sequel. It's 30 years into the future, takes place at about the same time as the Lord of the Rings books. But what we're doing here is the map itself is still under development, so I'm kind of showing off what's changed from the previous map to now, as well as kind of showing Val, which she is going... Oh, there she is. She is going to be doing some streaming for both survival and creative, because she's going to help me graciously with decorating a couple of areas. So, decided to do a stream and just kind of bring everybody that's been watching my pack what's been going on, what it looks like. And we're showing off some of the newer locations that didn't exist before, and changes to locations that did exist but are now changed. But this is Middle-earth from Lord of the Rings.
Trying to fly here, and I can't even get off the ground because it's still loading.
Yeah, well, you can wait.
Where are you, by the way?
I'm right about where you're looking once it finally loads.
Yeah, I can't fly because it's just not loading. I can walk, but I can't fly.
Try F3 and A. Sometimes that'll force load the chunks and stop the hitchiness.
All right, trying.
But we'll be going south once it finally loads for you.
Okay. Okay, I can fly now. Thank heavens.
Oh, just keep an eye on my Twitter, Dawson. I kind of put updates up there. The pack itself is available on Curse already. Just the map is not publicly available yet. But yeah, I update frequently. Or if you want to join Discord, there's a link in my YouTube description. I talk about it there, as well as you can talk to a bunch of other YouTubers and streamers, and it's kind of a fun time.
Come on, statue, load, please.
Oh, you started moving on me. I wasn't ready for that. So yeah, this is the Argonath. It's actually been set up much better than it was in TolkienCraft II. Like I was telling them earlier, Val, one of the best parts about doing this predefined map was being able to better blend everything together instead of worrying about the limitations of too big of this or too much of that. So it's allowed for a much better looking map and experience this time.
Oh, I'm pretty sure either this isn't loading properly or the statues have fallen apart up top.
Probably not loading properly, because I'm standing on the top of his head.
All right, let's reload it again. There you go. Okay, yeah, it was just one chunk. It was refusing to load.
Yeah, I'll be honest, when I first started going in this map to start doing everything, I had the same problem until I finally was in a place often enough for it to be fully loaded.
Okay, so not unexpected then.
No. There's just a lot of map to load. So if you continue to go south of, let's see where you're at, actually due south until you come to the Stone Mountains again.
Yep, waiting for loading.
The old pack had and Hen. This one does too, but it actually, again, the blending came out much better than it did originally. And we have
Cool.
Almond Law and Almond Hen, which is the way it should be.
Cool. 3 and 8 again.
And thank you for the sub on YouTube, Dawson. And I will just wait for you to catch up.
Yeah, sorry, the side was to do with the loading. It's just like, come on.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I know. I forgot. It's been so long since I've been, since I had to go through that. But yeah, it's. Imagine if this had to self-generate, like in the first pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been a nightmare.
There's like a single piece of grass loaded in this one area. It's just like floating by itself. But now the area's loading. It looks normal.
Magic grass.
It was magic grass.
I've noticed something with ScottyBot.
Mm-hmm.
That, well, one, it helps me realize that it is properly translating the chat back and forth. And say hi to my dogs, everybody. Is it every time a link comes up, it will say where the link points.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually kind of cool because it tells you, like with the one that comes up for my website, it tells you what the title of the website is. So it's kind of reaffirming that it's a valid link. And at the same time, it's confirming to me that ScottyBot is properly, or Restream is properly bouncing the chat back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And girls, Afex says hi.
Hello. Okay, I think
so,
it's loaded now.
So this is Almond Law.
Up here with the thingy.
Yeah, with the thingy on the... Yeah.
On the doohickey.
Yeah, the thingy on the doohickey. And then almost due west is Almond Hen. And I say almost because if you go straight west and then slightly to the left, you'll come across Almond Hen. Oh. So, Adder Christine on Twitch was saying her husband's watching this on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
On TV. So when my dogs bark, their dogs kind of freak because they heard dogs barking. And yes, Kaiba, I'm using Restream for the chat because it seems to actually work fairly well for syncing the chats between all three streaming services.
So is it across the river?
Yes. Across the river,
Okay.
over the river, and through the woods.
All right. And going in the right direction.
Oh, I went too far west. I'll go this way. If you get too lost, there's a waypoint to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I've Restream I've been using for chat for a minute now, and I think Val is even using it. Or are you using a different service for bouncing chats between the different services?
So it's M and Hen we're going to?
Yes.
All right, let's put that on then so you can see it. Ah, there we go. I was a little bit too far west.
Yeah, thankfully, Kaiba, I have not had that unfortunate experience yet. But something like that, I would bring the ban hammer down pretty quickly. He was talking about somebody abusing Restream.
How?
Well, they've actually fixed some of the problems because it used to be if you chatted just right, it would go into an endless loop of chat because it would chat to one stream, which would then chat back to the other streams, which would then chat. It was a bug. They fixed that, but there are ways that people can still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be banning people doing that too.
Oh yes, Banhammer hard. And thank you, Aphex. Yes, that's one of the reasons I'm showing everybody so they can continue to be excited about all the wonderful things with the map and the changes. Let's see. One
Cool.
more. Oh, yeah, this is one that I've been kind of really holding off to show Val because I gotta scroll down. There's so much in my list. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I
Give
will.
me a chance to get your drink.
I see. Something to do with Beam to YouTube. So much. While I'm going through my list to find it, Bree is another area that has been slightly modified and changed from TolkienCraft 2 because originally the Bree in TolkienCraft 2 was kind of cut up into chunks and moved everywhere so that it would fit to the mods, the Lord of the Rings mods points. Since I don't have that restriction now, it's all unified. So Bree is actually much, much better now than it ever was. And there's probably about a dozen different locations just around Bree to go explore.
Cool.
Here we go. There we go. And of course, I teleport, it starts raining. I swear to goodness.
You sure someone didn't slip a bit of code in there that says anytime Greater Raider teleports start raining?
You know,
there's a creeper.
Wouldn't doubt it.
There's a creeper on your Ammon Hen.
Oh, I'm sure, because peaceful mode unfortunately won't stay on. Okay, so you ready to come?
Yep.
This, ladies and gentlemen, as it loads in for Val, is Belagost. Now, Belagost did exist in TolkienCraft 2. It was built by Tegan's brother Gorgon. Unfortunately, it was so modded as far as the blocks that there was no way at all to translate it from TolkienCraft 2 to 3. So I ended up having to rebuild Belagost from the ground up in my image, and this is the result.
Cool. Still loading.
Yes.
But the main part of the dam, looks like a dam, is loaded.
Oh yeah, if it looks like a dam, it hasn't finished loading yet, because that's actually just a waterfall. And Dawson, I kind of knew about that, but I don't want to permanently get rid of the rain. It's just annoying because of how often it freaking happens. Because Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the clown bike riding by.
Oh, yes. Do they have banana rings?
No, they have the sweet corn on a stick that you can put like mayonnaise and Parmesan and chili powder, and it's some kind of Mexican thing.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife apparently loves it. Or you can get corn in a cup.
Corn in a cup.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm noticing a theme.
Yeah. So this, and there's a couple of spots that I built I take much pride in because this is 100% me, hand built. Even the statues, now one of them is a copy of the original, but I built the statue block by block by myself.
Cool. All right.
But yeah, this map is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Having some issues with rendering.
I'm just gonna go look at the statues now, just trying to get some of the inside loaded here.
I've got my journey map on so that it actually displays the cave without the lighting.
Okay.
And I've already been through all of this, so I'm just going to show everybody on my stream the journey map so they can see kind of the scope of how big it is. I mean, this is just the first level, guys. And it's going down even further. And this was what I was talking about earlier, where I kind of I had to find that balance between sea level and the ability to actually build underground. And this is the reason why. Because, yeah, see? Look how far that goes. All the way back here. This is a very, very big underground build. And yes, I did this. This is all proudly me.
Wow.
But needs decoration too.
Amazing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you. And I played around with chisels and bits a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And thank you guys. Yeah, when I got this done, well, you haven't seen the Great Barrow because I haven't shown that on stream yet. And I'll probably do that before I'm done for the day. Val's already seen it because that's the area that she's going to be decorating for me. So if any of you guys want to watch that progress, don't forget to watch her. She streams Thursday through Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturdays we typically do Terraria, and if my internet's good, I will stream then too as the Society of Squirrels, which is our gaming group. And then I'm not sure how her schedule is changing now because she was playing
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, thank you.
Yeah,
I
finished up Stardew Valley, and so basically I'll be streaming this 3 days a week until at such point I decide to switch out with a little bit of something else. So to start with, though, for the foreseeable future, I'll be doing TolkienCraft III development / survival for the 3 days a week.
There you go. And you can find her on Twitch, YouTube, and Beam. And thank you guys. And I haven't even... You'll have to forget. I don't know. The rendering here... You can't see this, Val, because you can't see what's on my screen. But all the texture is gone from chisel. And all it is just the flat single color of the block. So like the chiseled stone... All I'm seeing is the light gray color as like a flat block. And then the glowstone is just a yellow block. And then yeah, it's really weird. I probably would just have to restart Minecraft to fix it. It's going to be something on my end, not the, with my video. But yeah, so and then of course it goes down even lower, guys. I think at the lowest point this map will go, well, you'll see it right over here because you can actually die in this dungeon if you're not careful. Because that's the void right there, folks. On purpose. So be careful.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's another part of the map. We were on our way over to the throne room, which was back up the stairs.
Right.
No, I do not have Optifine, Kaiba. It's literally, I can tell you right now that it's just something has glitched out with the loading of Minecraft. And I've seen it before with graphics, and it's simply just a matter of reloading Minecraft, and it fixes it. But I was already midstream when it happened, so didn't feel like shutting the stream down just to reload Minecraft. So you guys will just have to take my word for it that it doesn't normally look... Well, you can go look at Val's stream, because I'm sure it looks fine on hers.
And Lukester, yes, you're right. One doesn't just simply finish Stardew Valley. I should rephrase that. I reached the point at which I planned to finish it. I could continue playing it, but I'm not.
And that seems like one of those games that could go on forever.
Yes, pretty much. The Cornet on Beam, hello, welcome to the stream. And Putzuru on Twitch, hello, welcome to the stream.
Here we go. Yeah, and funny tidbit on this, Val. When I was building it, I literally had to force myself to stop building. I mean, you can see how deep we've come, how far, literally distance. I had to force myself to stop because I could have actually built out another 1,000 blocks or so going west, but I was like, no, I think I've built enough. So this is the throne room for Belagost.
All right. And hello to MLG Twitchy on Beam. Welcome to the stream. I'm waiting for it to load so we can get a proper look at the throne room. Come on, throne room.
And I will show you guys that, again, we go down even further.
There we go. Now it's loaded. Well, mostly.
There we go. We are now below the throne room.
All right, so I'm just trying to figure out where you went.
If you go into the corner spiral staircases, you go down.
Okay.
Excuse me, guys.
Yes, Greater Raider has been stricken low by some bug.
Yeah, I definitely feel better today than I did yesterday, and of course yesterday I felt better than the day before, but still trying to get over it a little bit. And then of course we go even deeper, and we end up in somewhat of a maze down here.
All right, so
If you go about this, you should see a staircase to the east. That's kind of where I walked. I'm just kind of sitting at the end of that walkway.
Okay. Salmon Booch on Beam. Hello, welcome to the stream. This is the dev server, yes, for TolkienCraft 3. And Greater Raider is showing us some of the new builds on the server. And we will be doing survival and development work, both. We are going to try to break things in survival and do some decorating.
Which will hopefully make it even better for everybody that plays after.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan, anyway.
So anyway, yeah, this is one of the last ones I wanted to show you. That's the biggest change, and again, it's just simply because I am so happy at how this turned out compared.
Yeah.
You know, took me this is one of the builds that took me a long time to get done. This one and the Great Barrow that you're going to be working in.
Right. Well, I can see. I mean, this one's so huge, and there's so much to it.
Yeah, really, by comparison, the Great Barrow is more straightforward.
I like the spiral staircases. They're very spirally. So you almost lose track of where you are on the staircase.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Oh my god, that took so long to get right. I mean, circles in Minecraft are hard, but you throw in a staircase to follow the circle? Yeah. That was... that took me a minute.
Fang Cobra and Beam.
And you can actually...
Thank you very much for watching, Fang Cobra.
Yeah, and you can actually go up... Well, once I guess I didn't get the stairs in here on this side. But yeah, you go up the stairs and you can actually overlook the throne room through the slots that are up here in the ceiling.
Ah. You can also fall down to your doom.
Kind of the idea. Now, some of the areas like this, if you didn't know, F4 is the light level overlay.
Oh. Well, that's different.
Yeah, it's different than what you're used to with the X's. This one shows you an actual number, which actually is helpful.
Yes.
This is one of the areas that I lit up very well, at least the walkways up here. And actually most of this dungeon, or Belagost dungeon, Dwarven Stronghold, I spent a lot of time placing those glowstone bricks in a way that there should not be any dark spots on the ground.
Well, I did see... At one point, I did see a...
Well, there's going to be some mobs because...
Zombie.
Yeah, there's some... They're, like, up high.
Okay. And then they fall down.
Right. You know, so ultimately, if you get... you should have seen this place when I was building it. And especially as I started getting it lit up, all the dark places started to become the meeting point of every mob in the game. And there was one point that it lagged me out so bad that I had to use MC Edit to clear out the mobs so that I could get back in the game.
Oh, wow.
Because it was the only dark spot loaded in the game. And of course, everything spawns where it's dark.
Exactly. Ha, Enderman, nothing for you to steal here.
Right? So, but yeah, no, so those were all the key main change. Oh, you know what? There is one more, because I know you remember Grey Havens.
Probably once I get there, I will, yes.
Well, the world itself, or the town itself, is different than TolkienCraft II, but in 2, it was the one that had the giant angel-looking statue made out of ice and blue glass. This one,
Yeah,
I went a different direction with this one. But this is the Grey Havens, and of course, we teleport, it rains.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the load.
Yep.
And
go ahead.
Just say your command block obviously fired because, hey, Greater Raider arrived and it started raining.
Yes. Oop, I just teleported you. That wasn't the command I wanted. There we go. Weather clear. And yeah, DecoCraft Raz added a ton of new stuff this last update.
Okay, I think we're loaded.
There we go. Alright, so anyway, this is the new Grey Haven.
Tank on beam. Hello, welcome to the stream.
And see what I mean, guys? That the Deep Resonance just kind of placed its crystals wherever it felt like when it retrogened.
So can we get rid of those, or?
Yeah, if you want,
Whoops.
They're just there.
Okay, so I should... It's kind of dark in here. Yeah, hang on just a sec. I need to do the helmet.
There you go.
Uh...
Everybody night vision around me.
There we go. Yay, that's quite changed. There we go. Oh my god, the creepers.
Yeah, mob griefing is off, so if they do blow up, they should not blow up anything. So
that's good. I just say it'd really suck if I was walking through here and I caused explosions that damaged things in survival.
Just roll with it. Yeah, this is the new Grey Havens. I thought this one felt the feel, or this one had a better feel for what Grey Havens was, what people will visualize from the movies. So I went with it.
Alright, just waiting for it to load. And Plum Giraffe, hello, welcome to the stream on Beam. Well, I'm starting to see some of it. This is good. So that boat that has oars coming off the sides, is that it?
Yes, that's a boat.
Well, I know it's a boat. I mean, is that oars that's coming off the sides?
Yeah, I think that's what that's supposed to represent.
Okay.
Yeah, Minecraft, hard to make things look real good. But
yeah.
Not bad.
Very nice. Looking better once it's all loaded, I'm sure. Just thinking about it.
Looks like I'm missing a piece of it right here. I'll have to go look in my backups. I know which map this was, so fixing that shouldn't be very hard at all.
Come on, load, please. Alright, might have to do F3A to get this to do its thing. There we go.
Yeah, a lot of plants that it's got to load, and leaves. You'll find out in the areas with the most trees, you'll probably get the most hitchiness. To fix part of that, I've done what I can to make every leaf block non-decay. Which means it shouldn't be ticking because it's just set to never decay. So it doesn't do that check. So that helps. Because trust me, at Isengard, oh my god. There are so many trees there. Even my computer would cry sometimes, so.
Come on. Yeah, it's having issues loading.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me with all the trees.
Keeps stalling over where near the trees are, so I'm gonna hit it again. Game Boyer on Beam, hello, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, so see here, guys, all the paths that I've built to take you everywhere. There's Hobbiton, which I didn't show that because fundamentally nothing has changed there. But you'll see the paths that go up to there, and then from there off to the different parts of Middle Earth. This is Bree as it is now. I'm just showing them the journey map that I've uncovered.
Right.
So, lot of work on this for you guys. I'm really looking forward to you guys playing it, and just from what you guys have been commenting, I can tell you're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, incredible amount of work gone into it so far, and it is looking pretty awesome. Looking better once it's loaded, but once loaded is looking... Come on, load.
Okay. Had to go run to a location because on my map it was one chunk was not on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in an area that was fully uncovered. And I was like, oh, don't tell me there was a chunk error there. Because I've had that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had huge sections of the map that just spontaneously disappeared.
Yeah, that's always fun when that happens.
I've figured out what caused it, so it should never happen again, but it still caught me by surprise when I did see it happen.
Mm-hmm. There's a 2-hour map download for Putzaroo.
Well, it is a 2.5 gig map, so...
Yeah. And apparently...
Oh, go ahead.
On Beam, I'm on the featured game list, so that explains all the new arrivals in Beam.
Oh,
so that's cool.
That is cool.
I like this building. I really like this building. The one with the clock tower on it.
Oh yeah, no, that was actually really cool.
Still trying to get everything to load. It's
all right. Let's go here.
obviously going to take a while. So unfortunately, we're not getting a really good look at it intact, as it were, because it's taking very, very long time to load.
Yeah, the trees. I can appreciate that is the biggest.
So hopefully, like you said, once it's cached on my machine, then the next time I come here, it'll not be quite so painful. Ah! Like that apartment building. Looks like an apartment building. Maybe it's not an apartment building, but it looks cool. And I really like this one too. It looks like a very large gazebo.
Oh, yes. I'm actually glad that I'm touring through the map, because there's been a few spots where I'm like, huh, that shouldn't be like that. So, more work for me to do.
Mm-hmm. Come on, you load. Load.
And thankfully, the areas that I'm saying this in are areas that haven't had a lot of extra work done. So it's more or less just going back to one of the backups and saying, all right, find this region and put it back in. No telling what happened, but rather than figure out what happened, we'll just fix it.
Okay, yes. It is apparently decided it's not going to load anything else.
Yeah, you've probably kind of you've probably hit a cap for the cached. So it's Minecraft, I've noticed, does that with me too. I'll be doing fine for hours, and then all of a sudden I'll start getting areas where the chunks don't render. They load, they don't render. And yeah. So I'm glad to see it's not just me.
Ooh, that's a big tree. Over there.
Minecraft has... Well, I mean, Minecraft is Java, and it's not optimized, so go figure.
Yeah, it doesn't want to... Where I am right now, it doesn't want to load it at all on this side. I did a F3A, and it's still saying, nope, No load for you.
Right where you're standing?
Yeah. I'm standing on the edge of where it's refusing to load.
Oh, yeah, see, it's loaded for me, but again, like everything else,
Yeah.
I've been here so many times that usually what fixed it for me was if I had
Oh,
to be there, I would just log out and log back in, and then it
okay.
would
Yeah,
re-render
it's
it.
starting.
There
Yeah,
it
it's
goes.
starting to load it now. It's finally deciding that maybe it might actually, load.
So,
Ethan Potato and Wanted Thyme on Bean. Wanted Time, sorry. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? And what's up is Greater Reader is showing us the new areas or rebuilt areas of the map for TolkienCraft III that he has been working on the dev server.
hello.
And it is looking amazing. And it's even more amazing once it's actually loaded and we can look at more parts of it at a time.
Right?
Caching Minecraft.
Yeah.
All
Like I
right, so I think I pretty much looked through the whole area here. I just haven't I can't have it all loaded at once yet. Caching is not happy.
yeah. That's why I used to have everything at 16 chunks for rendering, but that happens so much that I got tired of it. That's why I went down to 10. Doesn't happen as
Yeah.
much. Still happens, not as much. Um, but that is going to be it for me today.
Okay.
So from here, anybody that wants, and thank you, Adara Christine. Anybody watching that wants to continue to watch what's going on with Middle Earth and this map, please head over to ValsNoisyToys on Twitch, and I will put that here in .tv/ValsNoisyToys. Go to Val's Twitch link and watch her continue because she is going to be on for another, well, at least an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, hour and 40 minutes, and
Okay.
then I'll be taking my evening break, and then I'll be back for another 2 hours.
There you go. So
There, got most of it loaded now.
beautiful. And just in time for the rain.
Yo, just in time.
No
Exactly.
teleporting this time. So anyway, so yeah, anybody that wants to keep watching and see the wonders of Middle Earth, please go over to her channel. And oh, well, Affect, finally. I thought you had that baby a while ago. She was just Affect was saying she's supposed to have the baby tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I hope it goes well and everything is. When all is said and done, there's a healthy and happy baby and mom.
Absolutely. And we'll expect pictures in Discord.
Exactly. Yes.
So, but anyway, for me, that's it for today. Thank you everybody that showed up. Lots of guys. And I don't blame you, Aphex. My youngest took, or my youngest was 2 weeks past due.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did not want to ever come out. He was happy in there. But hopefully today's internet, that's a good sign, which means if it stays like that, I may be able to pick back up doing Saturdays on a weekly basis like I had been. But for now,
hopefully.
Everybody, thanks for coming by. Please, excuse me, please go over and watch Val for the next 2 hours, and then again later this evening at 8 o'clock Mountain Time for another 2 hours. And you guys all have a great day.
Thank you, Greater Reader. It's awesome. See you later. Bye. Whoops. Your mic's still on.